So I'm Zelda. I'm coming from France, Marseille. I have a company which is called the Urban Laboratory of Temporary Intervention, LUIT in French, which means to glow. And I do street intervention in the public space, of course, and I'm directing and also performing. So the company is based in Paris, and we are working in different site-specific and site-generic method of doing intervention. So, yes.
And I am Ruggero, and I'm based in Milan. I also have a company which is called Eunemesi, and we create performance in public space, sometimes with a lot of participation of the audience, and sometimes more site-specific, or sometimes templates that we try to apply to different contexts. And also work as an actor, and I met Zelda here, and we started this little project together, and also with Salome.
So we all started this residency with an entrance. So this residency is mapping the city, but I started with the entrance of the common space, like how to build a common, is the public space a common, and how to map the users of one particular space that belongs to all the people who use it. So I started with this.
And my entrance point in this mapping the city theme of the residency here in Metropolis was an ornithological guide, so a way of classifying birds, imagining birds as a metaphor for human migrations. Okay, so an ornithological guide for human migration. And somehow we found a common ground, I think.
It was nice to work three of us together, and we started with one project each, but at some point we realized that this was also the really good point about this residency, is that we could work together in an easy way. So we've also found a theme that could contain all our different research, and not put them close to each other, not add them, but create something new from this.
Yeah, from three ideas to create a fourth one. So the project we're working on is a map and a guide. It's called Flooded Future, a floating survival guide. We started from fiction. What happens if the city gets actually flooded? Who should we learn from? Who should we look for to help us survive such a difficult situation?
So we went to interview the experts of the water, what we call experts of the water, so people who live on water, so that have a houseboat, also the pirates, because there is a space next to here that is belonging to the States, and where what we call and what they call themselves the pirates came with this one kroner boat, not only, but then they make this kind of community, so they really are experts today on how to live together on water, what do we need, how do we survive with all the practical elements and the philosophy that go with it. We went also to interview a designer of floating house in the south. We went to see a repair of boats, and everybody who moves on water, like Stendhal, kayak, canoe, rowing club,
fishermen,
yeah. Those who
all
feed
kind
from
of
water,
users,
like everybody who uses water.
And how they interact with nature, with water, with animals, with birds, how they build together with birds their nests and their floating houses. There is a beautiful parallel and metaphor that can be also seen in this.
So we basically are working on a map which points all these elements, all these people that you can go to if you want to prepare yourself for 20 years, in 20 years when the city will be flooded. And we also imagine in a way how this future may be. For instance, there is this little mermaid that will be again underwater, and then you will be able to see diving, for instance.
Yes, you will have to dive to see this tourist attraction, so totally different way of visiting a city. And on the other side of the map, which is a roll, we will put three inserts about three particular topics that we are interested in and that we think people would be as well. How to repair a boat, how to build your community, your floating community, and how to live organically and in a sustainable way with the environment, and in particular with birds.
So we will roll this guide and put it in a water bottle, water plastic bottle, and find all the abandoned boats that are in the city that are laying on land, and we will put this guide inside them with a little flag to say that there is this guide here.
Exactly. So when the tempest comes and the water rises, people will look for this boat and will find a guide that will help them survive in such a difficult and strange times. Yeah.
With this project, what I think is nice is that we really did some kind of mapping exercise, mapping fiction that can say a lot more, like how mapping can be a performance in itself, not just using it for something else. Like this mapping thing, and it's really saying something about fiction and reality differently, because then you go to people, you're saying you're making a map and you enter a fiction, but as you are making a map and you are not acting or performing something else than making the map, they don't have this layer of you are an artist or you are performing or something. So they just tell you in another way. I think it creates some kind of interaction. That's maybe also why we had such a nice encounter. We are not playing something else, but creating a fake map in a way. So there is this thing interesting.
Yes.
We were saying with Ruggero and Salome that we will continue something together with this project. So and take this advantage that we already have a material to see how each of us will do something with it and try to combine it in a way, because we have different aesthetics, so there is something interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I will also bring back the possibility to continue this project. Now, what I will bring back is actually different ideas, because this project was an excellent way of putting a lot of different things together. But each thing that we explored has potential for a whole research like on itself. Yeah. From the Walking Copenhagen experience to the personal research about birds or about the playgrounds. So I think there is like plenty of things that I have work and fun to have for years basically after these 3 weeks. Yeah.